Man, do you like podcasts? Well then,
welcome to
No Gimmicks Needed!
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
this is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show.
TNA Bound for Glory 2025 was in Massachusetts. I think was it Boston, Massachusetts. I think it was. Look, I am very happy about Mike Santana getting his opportunity, but man, this should have been in New York. Like this should have been in New York. Like the crowd was cool, but this should have been in New York, man. And I'm not saying they missed the opportunity because I was one of the ones that said Santana should have won it back then. But I know it was waiting for the big Bound for Glory moment. But I was like, we got to work something out here. Like y'all could even like do something in New York, man. I just felt as though the vibe and the feel would just be a lot different if it was in New York, though. But I have to say, though, Bound for Glory turned out to be a really good show. However, there were a couple things that TNA, the show, like TNA got this finish problem, okay? And this is not nothing new from TNA. If anybody's watching TNA at all, I watched TNA since it was NWA TNA back in 2002. So I already know that we had these issues with TNA when it comes to certain finishes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, oh... It used to be called total non-finish action. Like, but I'm like, okay. There were certain things in this show that I found in the main event, in the Call Your Shot, in the X Division match, that I was like, all that shit wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. Okay?
I mean, it is TNA. They do a lot of stuff that's not needed sometimes.
Oh, exactly. Well, welcome back to the thing, Prime. I was just talking about you. But yeah, Prime is right. There's a lot of things that TNA does like it that just doesn't need to happen, but they end up doing it anyway. So we're going to go up into this because we had, it was the whole Bound for Glory, I guess, if you want to call it weekend, if you want to call it like that, because not only did we have the Bound for Glory show, we had the TNA Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame is every year at Bound for Glory, and we got 3 inductees this year. This is one of the biggest Hall of Fame classes that we had that TNA has done, because usually TNA does 1 induction a year. And honestly, I feel as though I think I may like that format just a little bit better than WWE. Sometimes I think 3 is good. But having them do 1 a year, it's like...
Who was the 3?
Huh?
Who was the 3?
You talking of this year?
Yeah.
It was Mickie James and the Beautiful People.
Oh, technically. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So it's her and a team, but however, it's like Angelina Love, Velvet Sky.
And I mean, it should have been somebody else, but we don't talk about it.
Look, hey, you know what? As much as I wasn't a fan of her, and I know you were a fan of her, I can agree with you about Madison Rae.
I wasn't even gonna say. Well, yeah, her too, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say. Could have been somebody else. Since they got merge, since they merged together now. I'm just saying.
Who else is part of Beautiful People?
No, I'm not talking about them at all.
Got you.
Other than them, is Kong not in there?
You talking about Awesome Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is in there.
Oh, okay.
Her and Gail Kim is in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
no.
I don't think the Beautiful People. I don't care. It's like if you're gonna do 2 people doing a male and female, I feel like.
Yeah.
And also, Madison Rae got the most title reigns out of Beautiful People. Being honest.
Oh,
she was in the group.
When it comes skill wise, she's like one of the best ones. So yeah, I understand that completely. You get no argument out of me for that. But
yeah, I don't think they should have been inducted.
Oh, okay. Well, they had him on the pre-show, and it was they really had the Hall of Fame ceremony in the pre-show. The Beautiful People came out. Mickie James was there, she was out after the Beautiful People, and she was Tyra, Victoria, Lisa Vaughn was the one who inducted her into the Hall of Fame. And I mean, because she was one of her greatest rivals over here. And Mickie James, she only talked for about, 10, 15 minutes? Because they were really kind of like pushing this thing along because we had a fucking pre-show tag team match to get to. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I understand TNA don't do the resources or have it to have like a separate ceremony, especially when it's only one inductee a year. So I get there's no need for a whole ceremony, but I'm like, why not just dedicate the whole pre-show to the Hall of Fame ceremony so these women can go out there and say what they have to say and tell their stories, opposed to worrying about a tag team match, which was the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand. That could have been on Impact. There does not need to be a Bound for Glory pre-show tag team title match. It does not.
I mean, I guess they want to say, because technically, I feel like the Inspiration could be a slight influence from the Beautiful People if you talking about TNA is concerned. So that's probably why they put them after. Was they ringside or anything or no? Nothing.
No, they wasn't ringside. I didn't see him.
Then never mind.
He's that. I didn't see him. Well, that's what happened. So now it's time to get to the Bound for Glory, the main show. So
who would you see for next year, by the way?
For next year?
Yeah, I'll say AJ.
It will, because he's retiring. It will have to be AJ Styles, because since he's retiring, and since TNA and WWE has this contract, and TNA is going to be getting a new TV deal at the top of the year, and he's retiring, so he can probably sign a Legends contract with WWE and still be able to go back and forth with TNA. It has to be AJ Styles. It has to be, and then you can put AJ in the next couple of years, because it looks like WWE's been scraping the bottom of the barrel because they put so many people in at the same time. But it's like, that's why I say I kind of like that one method.
Real quick, I was about to say, what about Kurt? This man Kurt been in there since 2013. He was the second person in there.
Yeah, cause I think the first one was Sting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, Kurt still had 3 years after that he stayed there. It's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy because I think he's in there. I want to say Team 3D just retired. I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
No, they're. I think they was like the third or fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, TNA gonna take his time with it. So I get it. But so we kick off with the TNA Intercontinental. Is it the Intercontinental Championship that they call it, or the International Championship, something like that?
I think it's international.
Frankie Kazarian taking on Steve McClain. Steve McClain came out there with this whole Patriot Marine type entrance. His mom was in the front row, so we don't get Trent's mom no more. We got Steve's mom now. She's in the front row. Frankie hits the sunset flip powerbomb on Steve. He lands hard on the outside, and he goes over there and taunts Steve's mom, but then she flips him off and gives him the double bird. Steve fights back and hits the Olympian slam in the ring. Then later, Frankie pays tribute to AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels by hitting a Pele kick on Steve and hitting the angel wings on there as well, because, of course, of all the things that AJ and John Cena did the night before, which we will get into later, but I want to talk about TNA first. McClain is in the tree of woe, and then he dodges a show tackle by Frank Kazarian, and then hits the KIA. And wins the championship. He leaves with the Marines and his mom. They flip the bird again. So I'm not too familiar with Steve McClain. Not at all. I know Frank Kazarian. But with him losing, I was like, well, that's just not going to be the end of Frank Kazarian, I don't think, necessarily. But okay. I mean, it was a decent opening matchup. But usually, like I said in my predictions, TNA usually has the X Division open the show. But as of what I saw from the X Division match, I'm glad that they didn't. Because that could have really inflated the night. And I'll get to that in a minute. Next matchup, we have Tessa Blanchard taking on Gia Miller. For those who don't know, when Victory Road happened, Tessa Blanchard got suspended, storyline-wise by Santina Marella. And everybody was like, well, why would she get suspended? I asked why she got suspended. I thought it was something like legit. But Gia Miller was, an interviewer, and she attacked her. But she really been wrestling on the independents low key. So this is like her first match. She's gonna fight back against Tessa Blanchard and stuff like that. So, but it was a okay match for what it was. Gia tries to go for a powerbomb, but I'm just going straight to the finish. Gia tries to go for a powerbomb. Tessa hits her with a roll of quarters and pins her. And her and Alicia Fox, celebrate. And honestly, they didn't give her any of the Tessa's racist chants tonight, but they really wasn't that hot for Gia neither. So I was like, well, I guess you can win them. Now, next up is the 20-person intergender Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Is that a mouthful, Prime, or what?
Yeah, it is.
But you know what? It's something about these gauntlet matches that I like. Maybe it's because I want to see what the surprise entries are and stuff like that. But here we go. Let's go down the list. Number 1 is Lee Ying Lee. Number 2 is Mariah Sade. Number 3 is Rick Nemeth. Number 4, Nick Nemeth. Now, Sade at this point hits Nick with a super kick, and Ryan takes out both legs with a clothesline. Number 5, Cedric Alexander. Number 6, Rick Swann. Number 7, AJ Francis. Looked like a highlighter. He eliminated Sade and Lee, then chokeslammed Rick Swann and eliminated him. But for those who don't know, that they're part of the faction First Class, so it's like, okay, well, every man for themselves, right? Number 8 is from the tag team Sinner and Saint, and they had to do a coin flip because only one could enter. So Travis Williams gets the nod.
Wait, whoa! Say it one more time.
Okay, number 8, Travis Williams comes in. He part of Sinner and Saint, the tag team, but both men.
Yeah, you said they did a coin flip.
Yeah, to see who can enter.
Which makes no sense because of what happens later.
Trust me, Prime. I was going to get to that. I wasn't dumb about that. Yes, because they had to do a coin flip to see who was going to get in there. Travis wins the coin flip, right? But that's not it. Number 9, BDE enters the match. For those who don't know, BDE, that's Brandon Does Everything. He's a YouTuber, a wrestling YouTuber. He does a lot of 2K games. I met Brandon Does Everything when he came during WrestleMania weekend when he was here in Philly. Because I'm a fan of his, and I do 2K content too. I was trying to be a part of that group. He's part of that group with Chris Danger and Macho T and Smack Talks and Tony Pizza Guy and CM Pulse, and Luigi. He's part of all that. Okay, and especially when they cover the 2K games. I'm like, he the only black one there. I'm like, I'm trying to be the second one. But he started wrestling, and he wrestles for like Sami Callihan's promotion right now. And him
and Chris Danger.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah, they both do because Chris Danger. Because I watch Chris Danger's My Career stuff for 2K all the time, and then he's like, now it's not a game. I'm actually out here doing this shit, right? But he comes in there and he does a springboard. AJ Francis grabs him, try to go for a chokeslam, but he hits a cutter out of him, but the nickname levels him with a super kick. Now, this is what Prime was talking about, because at number 10, we get the Rascals that come out. Wentz, Reed, and Miguel. Santino says that the whole group counts as one entrance. So I'm like, wait a minute. How can...
They black, it don't matter.
First of all, Zachary Wentz is not black.
Close enough.
Yeah, all right. He the one that got fired. Remember for the,
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Santino's like, the other two, close enough for that.
Close enough. I mean, shit, I might as well have Wesley come out there since he had lost his job. But
he gonna be back soon as whatever he was before Wesley.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, yeah, I was like, so why did Center say had to flip a coin and they had to come in there? I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Number 11 is Donna Luna. Number 12 is Eric Young, who goes after Travis Williams because that's part of that. He's part of that whole faction, and his Apollo driver to him on the apron, eliminating him. Number 13 is Jake Something, and at this point, BDE is eliminated by EY. Number 14 is Rosemary. Number 15 is the Hometown Man. Now, Jake Something tries to hold the Hometown Man for the miss from Rosemary, but Hometown Man gets out the way, and he gets missed. Jake Something gets missed and gets eliminated. Number 16 is Zach Clayton. He came out with Little Guido, for those who don't know, their ECW, as Nunzio. Okay. Number 17 is Frankie Kazarian. It wasn't supposed to be Frankie Kazarian. It was supposed to be Jody Threat, but Frankie took her out, leveled her out, and he got himself into the match. The classic old switch thing. Santino was mad about this as he was staring him down. And then number 18 was Santino Marella. And then he goes and gives the Cobra to Frank Kazarian, and he falls outside the ring. I should have said this at the beginning. But for those who don't know how the Call Your Shot Gauntlet works in TNA, is it starts like a Royal Rumble. You can either get eliminated by pin, submission, or over the top rope. Okay, but whoever are the final two, they have a one-on-one match, and then whoever wins that one-on-one match is the winner of that nut-ass trophy, and you can cash in a championship opportunity, and it's intergender. So
it's basically the same thing that AEW does.
It's basically the same thing, but I'm like, God, y'all. I don't know who took that different.
They used to have it used to be different. It used to be the reverse battle royal. Remember that?
Oh, that was stupid.
It's like the reverse battle royal. You got to fight to get in, and then once you get in, out of 7 people, then it's a Royal Rumble, and then the last 2 is win by pinfall.
Yeah, it's kind of like remember King of the Mountain when it was
that too.
when it was the reverse match, you gotta hang the title up. I was like, okay, TNA go TNA, but
that was just Jarrett creation. So.
Yeah, there you have it. So Santino gets in the ring after giving Frankie the Cobra, and he takes his time, like, okay, 1 foot. Ah, man. And then Nick Nemeth automatically clotheslines him out, recreating the Santino spot from the Royal Rumble years ago. Number 19 is Matt Cardona. Coming in, Hype Rider and everybody. I don't know if he still calls it the Hype Rider. He probably doesn't. I don't know what he calls it, though, but it's the jumping leg drop for those who don't know. And he eliminated Clayton and tossed in Little Guido to toss him out. And number 20 is Mace Warner. So later on in the matchup, it's Matt Cardona and the Nemeth brothers. So Cardona tosses Ryan out, but he's on the apron. He tries to hold him, but then Nick goes for a super kick. Cardona gets out the way, and then he super kicks Ryan Nemeth, so Ryan Nemeth is out. So then Cardona is distracted by Warner for some reason and gets eliminated by Frankie Kazarian, because Frankie never went over the top rope. He went through the ropes when he got Cobra. So now it's Nick Nemeth versus Frankie Kazarian. And then they both do like a double superplex, double pin, and it ends in a draw. This 30-minute gauntlet match that we had to sit through and get this one-on-one match ends in a draw. I'm like, y'all just really couldn't let one or the other win the thing. So fans, they booed it. They was not happy about that. And to be honest with you, I would do the same thing too. Like, why the fuck would y'all do that?
I'm gonna be sort of honest here.
Okay.
The draw or not, the 2 people that were the finalists, I don't want to see them in the world title picture.
Well, Nick Nemeth's already been a championship before. Frankie Kazarian has not been a champion. Has not been a world champion in TNA.
But I'm saying, like, they both are just, I don't know. Nick Nemeth was in a tag team. He just got off a tag team. He's still in the tag team. Frankie Kazarian is just 50. So it's like...
He is old, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I ain't trying to say no young person got to win, but like, they both, like, what, 40, 44, 45, 47, 48?
I'm going to be honest with you right now. I'm looking at the list. I'm looking at my list right now of everybody that was in this Battle Royal. I'm like, the only one I could have seen, because right now I'm sitting trying to think of names. Like, who did you even see winning? Unless you just go with a woman and they go for chance for the women's championship. But I was just like, there's really nobody here. And as soon as I heard like Nick
that's
Nemeth,
also the case is too. They didn't put nobody in there that could have been a threat to
exactly, because everybody else is caught up in all this other bullshit. So the fans weren't happy about it. And to be honest with you, I wasn't happy about this next match neither. Cause I'm gonna breeze through this one. It's for the TNA Knockouts Championship, Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell. Number 1, I love Indy Hartwell. Number 2, I love Kalani Jordan. But I just didn't care too much for this matchup because I had no faith Indy Hartwell was going to win when Kalani just won at Victory Road. And I think they like, I'm sorry, as much as I love Indy Hartwell, Kalani is better in every category. So...
Yeah, also, I already knew she wasn't going to win because Indy already had Indy was already supposed to fight whoever the champion was. And then Ash released her title, which I felt like it should have been Indy versus whoever they wanted.
Yeah.
But no, Indy was the referee, and then the other girl won. Then Kalani won the championship when Indy was already the number one contender.
Exactly. So
So
I
it's
was
kinda
like, it just kind of killed the momentum. Then they bring her family out there it took 4 flights to get her family over there, and she still loses because she lost to a bad split-legged moonsault.
In my the way that I am, I would have bought her core family. I would have bought Gargano and Loomis and
okay.
out there since it's canon. Since they canon.
Yeah. First of all, I love that word. Since they canon now, that makes it. I like that. Since they canon, yeah, I would did. You know what? Honestly, I would did the same thing too. I did the same thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But Klein goes for handshake at the end,
yeah.
and Indy's disappointed. I mean, as she should be.
I need See, it's like no offense to Kalani, but it's like when you like the knockout champ, you like the top of the brand. It's like she wasn't even the top of NXT. She only won the North American Championship. So
first of all, she got the look, she got the skills.
No, I'm not saying that she doesn't. I'm just saying usually it was somebody that you already have at the top, not somebody that you just put there.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
saying like for your own brand first, and then.
Well, look, if you look at the Knockouts division TNA right now, is kind of, on the downside because Tessa still got her problematic problems, and just getting her a black woman to hang out with is not helping the case because everybody's calling her you know what, and you got Masha Slamovich who's she in trouble. So it's just like, well,
I was just saying like for example, Jordan was already at the top when she came over. It was like if Kaylana was already at the top and then came over, then I was like, yeah, but like when they just put it on her when we kind of she's still rising, it's still like, dang, I kind of wish we would have already. I just wish she was already like established, not establishing herself.
Gotcha. Next up is the 10-person intergender hardcore war.
Yep, I'm out. I'm out. Can't do it.
Oh God! Remember, it was like what's that match they had AEW that something brawl something. I was like, what is? It's a lot going on here.
The tailgate.
Yeah. The tailgate backyard party something brawl. I was like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. But it's the system versus Order 4. Okay. Brian, let me explain to you what the rules are. You ready for this?
No, I'm not.
Okay. It's it's a War Games match without the 2 rings and without the cage. That's what this is. It's the same formula that is in War Games. And this time
they should have just
had a War Games.
Lethal Lockdown. No, Lethal Lockdown.
You're right, but I think they wanted more space to move, because once again that Lethal Lockdown, that small ass cage ain't gonna hurt it. But you know what? You are right. There should have been a Lethal Lockdown, because each person comes out with a weapon of their choice. So Jason Hodge starts off the match and he has a trash can, and Eddie Edwards comes out with like a mascot. I don't know what the mascot was for, honestly. Eddie Edwards takes a dive on Hodge when Hodge tries to dive, but gets hit with the trash can by Eddie Edwards. Next up is John Skyler. He comes out with a steel chair. Then after that, it's JDC was next with the Patriots helmet, and he puts a chair on Skyler's crotch, and JDC uses the helmet to hit the chair. Then Skyler was bleeding, and JDC uses a cheese grinder on his head. Tasha Steelz is out next. I forgot to add the intergender part. Tasha Steelz is out next, and she comes out with a bat and a Yankees jersey on because we're in Boston. So you already know Boston and New York hate each other. So she comes out with a Yankees jersey on to get it healed. Alicia Edwards, who's Eddie Edwards' wife, comes out next with a kendo stick and like Celtics looking gear on. So she starts hitting Tasha with it. Eddie pulls out a staple gun. So he staples Skyler in the face. JDC staples Hotch in the crotch. And Alicia staples Tasha in the ass. Agent Zero is out next, he starts cleaning house. Brian Myers is out next, but gets tree slammed by Agent Zero on a trash can. Mustafa Ali is out with a sledgehammer, and order 4 surround Alicia before Eddie comes in there and saves her. Moose comes out. He's the last out. So both teams all fighting on the outside, and Agent Zero just comes and cleans house with a dive. Right? Natasha still has a kendo stick wrapped in barbed wire, and Alicia takes out thumbtacks. So she spreads these thumbtacks, and Agent Zero comes into the ring. He picks Alicia Edwards up like she's high as shit, because Agent Zero is huge, and gives her a tree slam right on the thumbtacks, like flat back on the thumbtacks. That looked like it sucked. Props for her for taking that spot, but it looked like it sucked. So as she's down, Eddie goes check on his wife, but Ali throws him out and takes more thumbtacks and pours them on top of Alicia Edwards. My skin was crawling. I was like, yo, keep your mouth closed, cover up your nose, because I don't want none of that shit falling all in my face, nothing like that. He goes to the top rope to go for a 450 splash. He does, but Alicia moves out the way, and Ali catches full front into the thumbtacks. Full front. To the point where after
I seen some of them like splashed up.
They splashed up, and not only that, there was one that I saw that made me squeal. It was in his tit. Like, right there with his nipple. It was right there. I was like, that got to be painful. Not only just it's in your front. Like, don't nobody take a front bump on thumbtacks. That's where everything is at. You want to take a back bump, not a front bump. But he took a full one. Eddie Edwards wraps his knee in barbed wire and hits the Boston Knee Party on Ali, and the System win the match. It was a hardcore brawl war, but I was like, the whole War Games thing of it, I was like, this should have just been, as you said it, because I wasn't even thinking about it when I was doing my predictions, but when you said it, it makes sense. It should have just been Lethal Lockdown. It should have just been Lethal Lockdown. And I don't know why it was.
Yeah, definitely should have just, I don't know. I have no idea.
But hopefully this is the end between the rivalry between the System and Order 4. So, now it's time for one of the matches that I was looking forward to the most. And that's the X Division Championship. Leon Slater taking on Javon Evans. This is one of my most anticipated matches. And they did not disappoint. TNA disappointed by the finish, but they disappointed. But before I even get to that nut ass finish, let's go over the match. They went back and forth at each other for a little bit, and as they was about to try to swing, like they would duck and they was making fun of each other, like, almost got you, until it got really serious, and then Slater pushed Javon Evans off. So now all the fun and games will stop. Let's get into this matchup. So later on the outside, Leon Slater's on the apron. Javon Evans hits an OG cutter from inside the ring to outside the ring and falls, and like his butt hits the apron and the floor. Like his tailbone is fucked after that. I was like, that hurts. Okay. Back in the ring, Evans hits a frog splash Slater into the middle of the like Slater is in the middle, more so over to the ring. Javon clears the air. I was like, this brother jumped far as shit. And splashed Leon Slater perfectly. It was perfect, only for a 2 count. Evans bounced off the ropes to do his little corkscrew kick, and then goes for an OG cutter, but then Slater reverses it, and catches him with a neck breaker. That was a fire-looking move. They go for chops back and forth, and then, excuse me, Slater's like, you know what? No. We gonna do this. We gonna do this. Like, we're gonna have a chopper competition. Like, chop me as hard as you can. He puts his hands behind his back, and Javon does a move that I was like, this was smart as shit. He goes to chop Slater, but he says, "No, f that," and fakes him out and hits him with a cutter. Then bounces off and hits an OG cutter, and only for 2.5. That was close. Mm-hmm. I was like, I thought he was gonna get it right there. They start fighting on the top rope, but they both crash to the floor. Slater goes for a moonsault off the barricade, but gets pushed into the crowd. And Javon Evans dives to the crowd and attacks Slater. And then they start ringing the bell. And I'm like, what the fuck y'all ringing the bell for? There's no squad. Like, I mean, it's it's a regular match, but nobody didn't get disqualified. They said it's a 20-minute time limit draw. I said, y'all really went and did that? Like, I sat back like, we ain't do time limit draws like WCW, really. Like, they was the ones that really was mostly doing it. But I'm like, this match, the crowd is hot for this match. I mean, they are hot for this match. And you gonna give a time limit draw?
They probably did it because they didn't want nobody to win or lose. But like, why do the match? But it's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I know NXT was like, well, this is Javon Evans, and we don't want him losing. And they were like, well, we don't want our new X-Division champion losing his belt. So we had an impasse. So Santina Marella comes out and says, we have a strict time limit on these pay-per-views, but, because the crowd was like, they were booing the hell out of it. But they was like, but we're going to give this match 5 more minutes. Minutes. And I was like, oh, okay. So now, we're in the crowd. The crowd is hype again. We're getting 5 more minutes to finish this out. So Slater hits Evans. He hits him on the outside, and he does the over the top rope ring post jumps like Montez Ford does to Javon Evans, and then he brings it back in, and then he goes to the top rope, and then Evans jumps up and hits a huge Spanish fly onto Slater, and then the lights go out, and I'm like, what now? And who is it? It's fucking Dark State. It's fucking Dark State. Saquon Sugar's in them. That's it. It's fucking Dark State. And they come out and take out both men, and the match ends in a no contest. The crowd is going apeshit. They are saying, fuck these guys. And yes, as a wrestling fan or somebody who knows wrestling, you probably should ask yourself, well, they're getting good heat. No, man, like TNA ain't getting good heat for this. That's not how you should end a great X Division Championship match like that. Y'all need to work something out. Hell, I would even took the whole double pin and both of them pinned each other. I would have taken that to fucking Dark State coming out. And then have you set up a false finish for another non-finish. How? Like, think about that. You set up the false finish for a non-finish.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about...
TNA got to have a TNA-ism every now and then.
Bruh. Right now, when it comes to the TNA-ism clock, we at 2 right now, right? By my watch, from what we just reviewed, we had 2. So now it's time for the one final tables match. Team 3D taking on the Hardys for the TNA Tag Team Championships and the NXT Tag Team Championships. So, I don't know if you saw this match, Prime, or not.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. With all respect in the world, I thought it was a fine match for what they were able to give. Because Devon was limping.
Yeah, he shouldn't even be taking the bump, technically.
It's like, Devon was limping. Okay, I was just like, look, I'm not stupid. I knew this wasn't going to be the Hardys and Dudleys from 2000. Okay, that was 25 years ago. We ain't there no more. But I was just like, I just don't mess up. Okay, so the Dudleys come out, but then Spike Dudley comes out and gives them the glasses. I was like, oh snap, is Spike gonna take a bump? No, he went right to the bag. The Dudleys set up 2 tables on the aisleway. When the Hardys come out, they set up a ladder. So we already know we're getting a spot, right? Jeff goes after them in the ring. He goes for a whisper in the wind, and both Dudley boys hit the nope spot on Jeff Hardy. I thought that was kind of funny. Then they give Jeff the what's up, and Devon had to do it from the middle rope, and
yeah, because so do you remember a few years ago there was Devon is in bad shape?
Yeah, like he had a stroke or something too, didn't he?
Yeah, something bad when he was he had to leave creative because he was doing so bad.
Yeah.
And then he got a little better, and it was oh, well, he could take a bump, so he's gonna be at what was it, TNA 1000 or something? And then they did I think they did the 3D and they did a table spot. And then I guess he took that bump and he was like, "Oh, I'm doing better than expected," but I didn't expect him to have a match or nothing.
Exactly. Well, and like I said, I was expecting this to be 5 stars, but it was for the moments anyway. So here's what's up on there, and then he did.
I mean, I will say it's very much a Dudley's TNA match, which is their TNA match consisted of we're gonna be in the ring for like 5 seconds, then we're gonna brawl around the crowd, and then we're gonna punch each other and fight and brawl.
That's exactly the Dudley's TNA match. That's exactly what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, like I'm talking about since they got in TNA, that's what they was. Walk and brawl, 3D table spot, and that's it.
Yep. And you call it because after Bubba he hits Devon, and then they go to 1, 2, 3, get the tables. It's very loud. He gets a table, and they hit Jeff Hardy with a 3D to the table. Now, let me explain the rules for this matchup. It's the same kind that it was back in 2000. It's elimination, so you have to put both your opponents through the table to win the matchup. It has to be an offensive move. It cannot be them putting themselves through the table for the match to be over. So now Jeff has been through the table. So now that's one. They got to get Matt through the table. So on the outside, Matt sees Devon, and then he sets him up on the table on the ringside. Then Matt goes for an elbow drop. Devon moves, and Matt crashes through the table. It doesn't count because Matt wasn't put through the table. He put himself through the table. Jeff has a flying clothesline on Bully Ray on the outside off the apron. And then in the ring, there's a table in the corner. Bully tosses Matt into the table. He blocks it. And then he tries to run it. And then Matt sidesteps him. And he runs to the table. But the table doesn't break in the corner. It don't break at all. And I was just like, damn. Was that supposed to happen? Probably not. But it doesn't happen. So Bully Ray slides down off the table. On the outside, Devon and Jeff are fighting up the ladder. I was just like, Devon sets up Jeff on the ladder, right? And Devon's climbed the ladder like he's about to do something. I already knew that you was just trying to tease the crowd because 2 things. 1, Devon is too beat up to do any type of dive off the ladder. Number 2, Devon's scared of heights. So I was like, it's not happening. Well,
but I ain't gonna lie, I don't think he took a bump at all. Like, at all.
No, he did. Like I said, it was what it was. The Hardys fight off Devon, put him up on the table. Jeff goes to the top of the ladder as he does, and gives a swanton to Devon through the tables. That's it for Devon. That's the only thing he taking tonight. That's done. So, back in the ring, Bully tries to go powerbomb Jeff Hardy through a table, but Matt moves the table out the way. And then Matt gives him a twist of fate, and Jeff hits him a swanton. There's already a table sitting in the ring, and then Bully Ray gets his way up, and it was like it was trying to go like that Ric Flair WrestleMania 24 moment where he just looks at the Hardys. He's accepted his fate, like, you know what, I'm done. Just end me now.
The thing is, I watched that part on mute, so
he was like, what the fuck going on, right?
No, it just looked like he was just looking. He was just like, it looked like he gave a sigh, but it didn't look like, okay. It didn't look like a Ric Flair moment. It looked like, I'm going to help you put me through it. Because it looked like he jumped and everything. It looked like, you ready? 1, 2, 3, and then we going to jump. That's what it looked like.
That's what it did look like.
I wish they would have did that a little better. But and then especially that move, the Hard is not doing like a double choke slam. So like, like, I know Jeff did a swan thing for the night, but I would have did it there.
Yeah, it's like, just do something else. And he can't do anything because his partner's down. So, but it was a mercy killing. The Hardys win. They all embrace when Devon gets back. And then the Dudleys take off their shoes, their boots, and they give the boots to the Hardys. The Dudleys have officially retired. Yeah. Devon definitely has officially retired. It's over for him now.
Great. No, I think they both did. The only reason why I think
I for some reason I can see Bully coming back for some reason though.
Well, I mean, he did that though. He retired. He came back. He kept coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But I think since they came in together and Devon, like, you know, he's able to actually like retire on his terms. I think they'll do it together. Like, I think they actually are going to be officially retired.
Well, that makes sense. I hope so. It was a nice moment, so I hope so. Now we're at the main event. TNA World Championship. Trick Williams taking on Mike Santana. So Mike Santana comes out to the crowd. I said this in the beginning of the review. I'm going to say it again. I wish it was in New York. I think he would got the response. He got a crazy response, but the response would be crazy.
Where were they at?
Boston.
Ooh. Right.
Massachusetts. Like the hometown New York guy, like going in Massachusetts, like it just don't feel right, you know. Especially like I said, the rivalry is crazy. They don't like Red Sox over there, man. They don't like the Patriots. They don't like the Celtics. No, not New York. But it is what it is. He comes out. He meets up with Conan, and I was like, "Oh snap, Conan!" Because him at TNA had some problems, and they walk down with the Puerto Rican flag. The Trick comes out, and even as Trick is a heel, right? Everybody still chanting "Whoop that Trick" at his entrance, like the whole building.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like Bobby Roode is heel, you still singing Glorious.
No, fuck that. Because
face the heel, you still doing the ah.
No, I'm sorry, because I don't want to hear nothing about Bobby Roode because they embarrassed my man on the NXT Homecoming show. So no, fans don't get that. They got to earn my respect back on that one because I hate how they disrespected Bobby Roode on that show. I hated it. But Trick Williams does his own announcement, and Santana hits him, and they start fighting in the crowd. The match has not officially started yet. They're fighting in the crowd. He hit him with trash cans and stuff like that. They make their way back into the ring, and then Santana is taunting a little bit, but Trick hits him with the title belt, and it rolls him in there, and the match officially starts. So then Trick hits him with a trick kick for 2. Then starts hitting big moves to try to get one over on Santana, but he keeps kicking out. Outside, Trick Williams launches Mike into the ring post, and Mike starts to bleed. Trick tries to hit Mike with the steel steps, but he misses. Then Mike comes off the steps with a Superman forearm smash. He tries to charge at Trick Williams again, but gets shoulder back toss on the flat part of the steel steps. Then later in the match, Trick pushes Santana off the top of the apron and goes outside and taunts his daughter. He's like, "Hey, yo, is this your daddy? This your father?" As he's sitting there with a bloody Santana. And then he tosses Santana back in the ring, goes over to his daughter, taunts some more, and his daughter is like, she's like a little playful. Like, I'm pretty sure they talked to her in the back, like how the spot's supposed to go. So she gave Trick Williams like a little soft-ass slap, like, get away from me type thing, right? But Trick sold it, though. Like, I appreciate him selling the second. It wasn't a hard step at all. It was not a hard step at all. Because I'm pretty sure he'd be like, yo, lay that shit in, right? But she didn't. But then he sold it, and then Mike Santana goes with a tope suicida over the top rope down onto Trick Williams. And then, so he goes back in and hits a sit-down powerbomb on the Trick and a 450 splash for 2. Trick kicks out. At this time, Trick Lawyer, who he talked to backstage earlier in the night, is out and tries to distract Santana, and he gets a roll-up for 2 by Trick Williams as he kicks out. Mike goes for spin the block, but Trick catches him with a standing bookend and hits him with it again. Or Uranagi. It's a Uranagi, but I know after the stuff, and Booker T is cool, he'd be using the bookend a lot. So, Trick goes to the top. Mike kicks him, but Trick hits a bookend from the top for 2. I'm sorry, it looked like a manhandle slam the way he hit it from the top, though. He didn't get enough on that or something like that. I don't know what it was. Trick goes to hit Mike with the belt, but then he reverses it, and then Mike Santana hits the spin the block for 2. But as Trick kicks out, he rolls over on Mike Santana and goes for another cover, but then Santana kicks out. Now Trick's Lawyer's back in there again, and Mike like, yo, I ain't got time for all this. He hits Trick's Lawyer with the spin the block. Trick's Lawyer is down, but then Trick hits the Trick knee on the Mike Santana for 2 count, but Mike kicks out. He goes for it again. Misses. Mike hits a flying clothesline. A spin the block. 1, 2, 3. Mike Santana is your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The first Puerto Rican TNA World Heavyweight Champion we've ever had. That's what the announcers were saying. And I was like, damn, it's been that long. We never had a Puerto Rican champion before? Damn. So
who's gonna be the first Puerto Rican one? Tell me.
you know what? That's right, because you know what? All the other LAX members is Mexican.
Even then, I'm saying who? Like, come on now.
Honestly,
I'm saying even then, who else is Puerto Rican that was over? I'm saying like.
Honestly, back in the day, I could have seen Homicide with the championship.
Is Homicide not Mexican?
I don't know what Homicide is. I don't know if he's Mexican or Puerto Rican. He's Hispanic, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
LA, yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably something I could have seen with that. But other than that, no. But you would think like, okay,
maybe Hernandez when they were trying to push him, but he.
Oh yeah. Super Max, yeah. But no, they didn't give it to him. So you thought like, okay, well he wins the championship, let's go celebrate with his daughter, let's do all that stuff, right? Wrong. No, not TNA, because Nick Nev has to come down here with that stupid ass trophy, like he's about to cash in on Mike Santana, but then it goes dark again. I was like, not Dark State again, but no, it's not Dark State, it's Elijah. Elijah makes his return because he tore his tricep back in June, and he made his return at Battle for Glory and hits Nick Nev with a white guitar. So Nick Nemeth style. But we're not done yet, everybody, because Frankie Kazarian sneaks up behind Mike Santana. But guess what? You want to know the TNA rules about this? You can't cash in.
Oh yeah, don't you gotta let them know like a week in advance? Right?
No, that's AEW.
No.
TNA, you got to hold the trophy to be able to turn it in to cash it in. But since Frankie Kazarian wasn't holding the trophy because it was in the aisleway where Nick Nemeth was at, it's not official. So Mike sees this.
So they have to share it?
So yeah, they have to share it.
So they don't have one for that. Oh, that's
stupid, right?
So who owns it?
It's going to be I know it's going to be some comedy bullshit. Mike Santana hits Frankie Kazarian with the spin the block, and then finally he takes out everybody else, and his daughter can get in the ring and celebrate with him. All of that shit I just said at the end was not necessary. Why would y'all put that in there? It wasn't necessary. So overall, TNA Battle for Glory gets a thumbs up from me. I thought it was a great show. I enjoyed the show. Overall, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the, especially for the the three biggest matches on the card, or I would say for 2.5 of the big matches on the card. Those finishes like the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle Royal, whatever it was. I hate that finish. The Devon Evans and Slater, I was like, yeah, I probably came with the impasse, but it's damn near unforgivable. And then on top of what happened with Trick Williams and Mike Santana, that should never have happened. Say that shit for Dynamite. That should never have happened.